Hi, everybody. Today we're going to review Article Forge, especially Article Forge 4.0, which is probably the latest version and the only version of Article Forge that is available for you to try. Um, I wanted to try it, so I have an account, I have a paid account, and I'm just going to take you through, like how Article Forge works, like some pros, cons, what does the output quality look like, and yeah, I mean, like overall, like my perspective on Article Forge. Okay. So, Article Forge is basically, one of the first AI article writers that came out. I think it came out like many years ago. And, it gained a lot of popularity and was actually, created by Glimpse AI, which is kind of like, team of machine learning researchers who built this tech. All right. So, it basically allows you to kind of create an article with just one click, and I'll just show you how real quick. All right. So when we enter in here, this is what the interface looks like, right? You know, you've got sections about, if you want to create a new article, you go here. If you have your existing articles, they're basically here, right? So let's just gonna kind of go into new articles, right? And let's try to create, an article, right? So the first thing you can do is you can decide the keyword, right? So let's say, for example, I want to write about the best noise canceling apps, right? So I'm gonna write best noise canceling apps. Right? That's my um, that's my keyword. Now I can also switch to bulk article generator, which will basically allow me to add multiple keywords and it will create all of those articles in one go, right? So it's great for people who want to create, articles in bulk, right? But for now, let's just kind of focus on one thing, right? I can choose between these seven languages. I'm going to choose English because, like that's what my intent is. Now, in terms of article length, you can choose short, which is about 250 words, very short, medium, long, very long, right? So for this, I'm gonna choose, let's say, very long, right? I just want a really good article about this. Now, you can also choose to, if you want to auto-generate section headings, it can do that. Um, so you know what? I'm just gonna turn it on, right? I want to get as complete of an article as possible. Now, here's where Article Forge kind of gives all sorts of new interesting options, right? You can automatically add images to the generated blog post, right? It'll find the right images and everything, right? So I'm going to click on this one. It can also add a relevant video, it'll basically embed a YouTube video that's kind of related to the topic, right? So I'm going to click on yes. Um, I can also replace keywords with links, right? So for example, if I let's say, I'm creating an article, for and for a software that pays me an affiliate commission, right? I can basically link the keywords to my affiliate link basically, right? Automatically. I'm not going to do that for now, just to kind of keep it simple. I can also post this to my WordPress blog, right? And so if I toggle this option on, like first I need to kind of integrate my WordPress account and then this will work. And then, you can also rewrite this using Word AI, okay? Which again, if you have a Word AI account, you can do that. I don't have an account, so I'm just going to stick with this, right? So, I mean, essentially, all you have to do is just give it, like the keyword, give your expectations on the article, like how long or short it should it have headings, images, video, and then you just click on create new article. Okay. I think, yeah. So now it's processing. Okay. And processing can take a while, right? So you can see, right, to create long articles, you need to choose a keyword. That article forts can break down into smaller subtopics. Uh, and it's important to ensure your main keywords are not too specific. But anyway, it's going to process and then it's going to do that. Now, while it's processing, let me kind of tell you a little bit, other features about Article Forge. Right? The first thing is you can basically connect it to your WordPress account if your blog is hosted on WordPress, and basically schedule posts directly into WordPress from article forge, right? So if you've if you're happy with the article, and whatever has been created, you can just automatically export it to WordPress and then get it published from there, right? So it kind of helps you reduce the number of steps that needed in the way. Then it also kind of integrates with some tools, like I said, Word AI. It integrates with a couple of it integrates with WordPress, and you can also schedule posts basically. So for example, you don't want to publish it right now, but you want to kind of set up a cadence of 3 posts per week, right? So you can basically publish it for a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, and just schedule it through Article Forge, right? Um, and the last feature is, what I did here was I basically created one article, right? But you can actually create, multiple articles. You can create 10 articles in one go. You can create 25 articles. And it will basically just, ask you for the few keywords, ask you for your expectations, and create the piece. Okay. Um, and this is essentially great, and if you're trying to create a lot of different types of pieces, right? So let me just kind of show you this section where once your articles are created, how they kind of show up, right? So this was an article I'd created some time back. And it basically adds the keywords, the article name, and everything else. And then you can download it. You can clone the settings, if you want exactly that, long form content, with images, video, and all of those settings, right? And our newly generated article will kind of show up in here, right? Taking you through WordPress integration, right? You can add your WordPress blog, you can bulk import your WordPress blog, you can see recent blog posts, everything. Like, there's a lot that you can do here. Let's go into the post scheduler, where again, once you connect your WordPress account, you will be able to see a lot of these things, right? Now, Article Forge's pricing is based on the number of words, right? So basically, I have 100,000 words, and I can see that I've used about 3,000 words already, right? So you can kind of keep a track of it, um, and basically use that, right? So let's see if our article has been created or not. All right. Um, all right. So our article is ready, right? You ready for it? So if you go in here, it basically, created this noise canceling apps illustration all by itself. It created the best noise canceling apps, not innovative. Then, it starts defining, you know, apps, like neutralizer and urban denoiser and parrot zik and crisp, right? And then it added a video in here, right? Like noise canceling apps, right? Like, how do they help, right? So it definitely kind of helps you get like a first draft going, right? But I think now just kind of coming to the cons, right? Like, so it created this piece. This is great, if you have to create it just one keyword, right? But it's not good enough, right? Like, I would never use this image. And now if you read through the content, I think it's quite average and it's quite repetitive, right? So for example, neutralize an equalizer that is free for Android users. Like, what does that even mean? Um, it's designed to improve, and the quality of your listening experience, also useful for people who need in public spaces. The apps have the useful features include a sound profiler. It's easy to download. There's a built-in hearing test. Uh, I mean, like, it covered things. It kind of gave you a starting point, but my I think the content is quite average, in my opinion, and it can sometimes work and it can sometimes not at all work, right? So if I were to show you, so anyway, this is the this is basically the app, right? And to be, I mean, sorry, this is the article, and to be honest, it was decently relevant, right? Now, I don't know if these apps exist, right? For that, you have to do fact checking. But then I tried another article, which is called Coffeetivity Alternatives, which is another noise canceling or like background noise app, right? And now in here, it just added something completely irrelevant, like audio players and meditation tools and distraction free apps, and then you know distraction free apps are akin to download and use and can be a lifesaver for writers at any skill level, right? So my point is that, and then integration with 800 apps, right? Like this is completely irrelevant, it's wrong, it's repetitive. If you keep reading, and then you have this random video about 13 unbelievable websites for every content creator, right? So it sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't, right? And then once you kind of have a piece in that, you can basically export it as a txt, pdf, or post it directly to WordPress, or just copy paste from here, right? And then yeah, like I mean, this is basically it, right? So my assessment on on Article Forge is that I think it's a big no from my side. Like, I don't think it's good enough. Like, even if I were to use this, like, I don't have full customization on it, right? Like, all I can give is like a keyword and then just hope that it'll come up with something. And I feel like I'll waste more time kind of editing this piece versus writing a new piece myself, right? So I don't think it's great, right? And now, just to kind of come to its pricing, right? Article for just pricing, right? Um, the pricing is actually quite expensive, especially considering like the quality of content you're getting, right? So for for about the 100K words plan that I have, right, it's $57 a month. And if you're not, if you, let's say for example, I'm not happy with my article and I regenerate it again, like your credits can get consumed quickly, right? So for a 1,500 word article, right, you can probably publish maybe like 60 articles, right? 60, 70 articles. For a 1,000 word blog post, you can probably create, 100 drafts, right? But all of those are quite not so great, right? Like, even though they passed like the plagiarism free test and everything, but if I was a if I'm creating content that's helpful, like I can't publish this as is, right? And sometimes it might work, sometimes it might not work. It has some cool features, but I think it has a long way to go, especially considering that there are such better AI writing tools out there, right? One of the tools that I use is called Copy AI, right? Copy AI is actually far, far, far better than Article Forge in terms of the quality of content it generates, right? Because the way it works is, like, first of all, the pricing is much more affordable, right? So it actually gives you, for approximately, $49 a month, you get unlimited words, right? So you can just go crazy on it. And you're not just restricted to articles, you can actually create social media posts and product descriptions and create very technical fact check blog posts, or if you want to create landing pages, or you just want to brainstorm name ideas. All of those things are there within this pricing, right? So even in terms of pricing, it's a winner. But if I were to kind of give you a quality check, I have a separate video that walks you through Copy AI, right? Like the features and everything. I'm going to link to that in this description. But to just kind of give you an idea, right? The kind of content that you can create with it is just it's super good, right? So for example, I want to create, let's say, so I can first of all create a full article using that blog post wizard, which is like a four-step wizard where it asks you a lot of details about what you want, what topic should be there, right? And I'll just kind of take you through that real quick. So for example, best noise canceling apps, right? And let's say that is my keyword. I can choose a tone, right? So they have these preset tones of relaxed, professional, bold, or you can use your own tone, right? So let's say, for example, if you want to use a Seinfeld tone, you can use that, right? I'm going to choose expert, right? Just so that um, it it reads like that, right? So I'm going to click on generate outline, and this is the four-step process. You add the details, it generates an outline. Then you kind of check the outline, and then based on the outline, it generates talking points. And then you kind of further edit those talking points, and then finally, the actual content comes in there. Let me just regenerate it. Again, regenerating points and anything is because you have unlimited words. You don't have to worry about it too much. Um, yeah, let me take a while to load. Yeah. So now it's kind of, come up with, you these. Now, let's say, for example, these are all irrelevant, right? So you do have the option to choose, you know, you to write your own, right? So I'm going to put one as crisp.ai. Okay. I'm going to add the second one as noisily. I'm going to put third one as brain, right? Um, and I'm just going to click on generate talking points. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to take my outline, right, and then create talking points based on that, right? So, I automatically identified crispy as this, nicely is this. Now you can generate more content within more talking points, or you can add your own talking points, right? So, for example, I can write that crisp AI costs $5 per month. Uh, Rain FM costs $3, right? And then I can also add available for Android, iOS, Mac OS, and Windows, right? So I'm just kind of adding, and you can, the more details you give to the AI writer, the better the content will be, right? So I'm just going to click on generate content, and what it will do is it will create this piece of content, right? So introduction, you know the specific sections, and then a conclusion, right? Now let's say, for example, not happy with the introduction, I can just regenerate it, and create it again, right? And that's what I think I probably like about copy more, is just it gives me more customization in my hands, right? And I can also edit it how I like. I can also write more, right? Like, so for example, I want to include the pricing and it hasn't included the pricing. I just clicked on write more, and then it automatically added the app is available for free on iOS and Android, and um, you know and then kind of deciding stuff, right? And then when I kind of click on create blog post, what it does is it takes me like to this nice editor. Now again, you can do a lot of things in here, right? So for example, you don't like this introduction, you can actually tell it to rewrite, and then the editor will give you 4 or 5 options of how it can kind of how so for example, I like this, I'm going to select this. Okay, you can also kind of expand on this, right? So for example, if you don't like it, you can click on write more, and and then it automatically add stuff to you, right? Like, so there, my point is that there's a lot of customization that you can do that can help you create an article that is publish worthy, right? While with Article Forge, I think it's great for like people who just want simplicity, that hey, I'm giving you a keyword, create this piece, and I'm going to publish it, right? It's great for those. But if you're somebody who wants to like really have a lot of customization in your hands, like I definitely recommend Copy AI over Article Forge. So my overall impressions about Article Forge is that considering the entire AI writing landscape has evolved significantly in the last couple of years, I think Article Forge is uh, is a no for me. Like, I mean, I would only recommend it if you absolutely just want, just want to give one keyword and, you know, want to publish a lot of content. And even for that, there's a lot of alternatives out there. But for Article Forge, the output is not that great. It's repetitive. It's doesn't give you a lot of customization in your hands. The pricing is expensive. So like none of these factors make me, recommend Article Forge to you, right? So if you're considering buying Article Forge, right, like this is my review, take it or leave it. And if you're considering an Article Forge alternative, I think Copy is worth checking out. You can, check out my sign up link below for Copy AI. It'll give you, an instant 40% discount on the monthly or annual plans for your first year. It's an exclusive deal. So if it basically come down to something like $21 a month, for unlimited words and with 5 seats. So if you're a team of five, it actually comes down to something like $4 per seat. So it's actually much cheaper and much better. And you can read the reviews about it, or you can read my own review about Copy AI, and to just dive deep into the features. All right. So I hope this review was helpful. It was not like the general reviews, like uh, but I thought I would kind of give you a very good impression of like really what Article Forge is, right? And I think they've on the simplicity side, I think Article Forge is done a good job, right? But I think they need to step up on like the output quality. The features are great, like with WordPress integration and adding the images and videos automatically, and like all of that thing is great. But the output quality matters the most, right? And so I think they need to come up with like a 5.0 to be able to stay competitive with all of the other absolutely amazing AI writing tools out there. All right, so I hope this review was helpful. I wish you a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.